Hey friends, and welcome to the Girl Means Business podcast. I'm your host, Kendra Swalls, a photographer and educator on a mission to help you find your passion, power, and purpose through entrepreneurship. So let's jump right into today's episode because this girl means business. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Girl Means Business podcast. Thank you so much for being here this week. I hope you're having a fabulous week as we wrap up the month of March and get ready to head into April. It is my favorite time of the year. I think spring is one of my most favorite seasons because everything feels fresh and new and crisp and clean. You still have those cool mornings and evenings, but those nice warm days and you can be outdoors and just, I need sunshine and fresh air, and spring allows me to be outdoors and I absolutely love it. So hopefully wherever you are in the world, you are enjoying the season that you are in. Now, today's episode, we're going to be talking all about how to get unstuck in your business. But before we dive into that, I've got two quick little housekeeping things I want to go over really quickly with you. I promise I will not take long. One, today is the last day of March. If you're listening to this podcast episode live, today is your last chance to get the Inbox Insider program for the low price of $47. As of tomorrow, April 1st, it is going to be increasing in price. That is not an April Fool's joke. It really is going to go up in price. So make sure that if you have not signed up for the Inbox Insider program, that you do so today before that price increases. Now, if you haven't heard of this, if you're new to the podcast, or maybe you've been catching up on old episodes and you're just now tuning in to a new episode, let me tell you a little bit about Inbox Insider is. It is the done-for-you email marketing program that's going to help you get your email marketing system in place. It includes so much content that you're going to be amazed. Not only do you get 52 weekly templates to send out to your email list, but it allows you to create welcome sequences and sales sequences and list cleaning sequences with templates that are ready to go. It's literally just fill in the blank with your personalized content and those emails are ready to send. But on top of all that, you're also going to get a lead magnet list generator. You're going to get a subject line generator. You're going to get a how to use quizzes as a lead magnet. It's a step-by-step guide for exactly how to create your first quiz so you can start getting more names on your email list, and a few extra fun bonuses thrown in there for you. All of that for just $47 today only. It ends tonight at midnight. As of April 1st, that price is going to more than double in price. So you want to make sure that you get in on this before that price increase takes effect. All right, the second thing I want to mention is if you have not left a review for this podcast, I'm going to very kindly ask that you hit pause for just a second and go leave a quick review over on iTunes. Why do I ask you to do this? Well, a couple of reasons. One, I want to know that you are enjoying this podcast, or maybe you're not, and there's something that you want to see different. Maybe you have a topic that I have not covered that you would love for me to talk about or have a guest on to share their expertise in. Those reviews are going to help me know what it is that you're looking for in this podcast or what you've enjoyed that I can offer you more of. Also, it allows other people who are looking at this podcast on iTunes to know whether this is a good fit for them, if they want to check out some of the episodes or not. It really, really helps to get the podcast out there so that other people can start listening as well. And it's a really wonderful way to say thank you for all of this free value and content that I'm bringing into your earbuds every single week, and to say thank you to all of the amazing guests that we've had on the show. They've given up their time and their expertise to come on here and share value with you. It's a great way to let them know that you have appreciated their time that they've dedicated and donated to the podcast. So head over to iTunes, leave a quick review, and let us know what you think. All right, guys, let's get to today's topic. So you've probably all felt this. I think everybody who's ever run a business has felt that stuck feeling. It's not fun. It's not a good feeling, but you can definitely push through it. I will say a little kind of asterisk to this topic is that running a business is not for everybody. I know a lot of people get to this point in their business where they feel stuck. And then this is the point when they realize this is not the business for me. So I think before anything else, when you are in a place where you feel like you are stuck, this is a really good time to evaluate, is it because I don't know what to do next? Or is it because this is not the business for me? Or do I need to pivot my business in a different direction or tweak some things to make some changes? So if you are feeling stuck and you are looking at this and thinking, I don't know if this business is for me, or I don't want to do this anymore, this could be a sign that maybe it's time for you to reevaluate and make a change in your business. I never want to discourage somebody who is really desperately trying to grow their business. I don't want to discourage you from continuing to grow your business. However, I do want us to be honest with ourselves and really look inward and think, is this a good fit for me, or do I need to do something different? Now, if you are listening to this and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I am stuck, like deep in the mud, stuck, but I desperately want to move forward. I know this is the business for me. I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I just don't know what to do next. Then this is the episode for you. I'm going to be giving you 5 tips, 5 things that you can start doing in your business that's going to help you to get unstuck and start moving forward again. Now, these 5 things we're going to go over today, these are things that are sort of questions that I would ask you if I was working with you one-on-one. They're things I want you to consider, things I'll kind of walk you through as well, but they're definitely sort of tasks that you are going to have to put some time and work and effort and thought into to help you move forward. So let's start with number 1, and that is, have you found your niche? Is what you're doing too broad? Or is it too narrow? It's kind of that Goldilocks syndrome. You have to find that sweet spot right in the middle, because if your brand, if your business is trying to reach the masses of people and you are not being very specific in who you serve and how you serve them, then you are not going to be attracting the right people. Now, if your brand is too narrow, kind of think of it as like a diamond. If you're at the top of the diamond and you're too wide at the bottom, in the middle, you're not reaching everybody. But if you're going the opposite way and you're narrowing down to this tiny, tiny little point, you might be going too niche. You need to find that Goldilocks sweet spot in the middle where your business serves a specific need to a specific group of people. If you think about a bunch of different brands out there, one example of a brand I thought of the other day is this cosmetics company called Lush. So I was introduced to them when I was out in San Francisco several years ago, and I stumbled across one of their stores. And what I love that they were doing, it was all very natural, organic. They had a recycling program for their containers, which was a new thing at the time. And their niche was very specific to people who wanted to have this cosmetics company with body scrubs and bath bombs and shampoos and conditioners, but that was all going to be animal cruelty free, that was vegan, that was, didn't use a ton of byproducts, and it was very clean products. It was all reusable, recyclable from nature. And that's their niche. Now, it's not too broad. They're not saying anybody with hair come buy shampoo from us, or anybody with skin come buy our product from us. But they're also not saying that we are targeting this one teeny tiny community. They are saying our niche is in this sort of organic space. And in that organic space, we are going to set ourselves apart as being an organic cosmetics company. And so with your brand, if you are finding that you are stuck, I want you to really consider, what is your niche? Have you niched down enough, or have you gone too far? Have you found that Goldilocks sweet spot where your brand is in a niche area, that you have a very specific lane that you are in, and that people know that that's what your lane is? That's the other thing, is you have to let people know, this is what I do. So if you are a photographer and you are saying, I will photograph anybody and anything, bring me your gerbils and I will take pictures of your gerbils, and bring me your bar mitzvahs and I will be there for your bar mitzvahs. And then you're turning around and saying, oh, and I also do headshots, and I do seniors, and I do families, and I do babies. You are probably too broad. People don't know what to expect from you. But if you niche down, you say, I focus on families. It might be families and children, or it could be like, I want to be there from the start of your family as your family grows. So I will do newborns and babies and kids and families, but I'm not going to do weddings. I'm not going to do pets. I'm not going to do headshots. I'm not going to do all those things. Having that lane and that niche can really set you apart. I also kind of like to think about it as doctors. So you have your general practice doctors, the ones you go to for your yearly checkups and things like that. But when something goes wrong, if you have a problem, if I end up with really bad ear pain, I'm probably not going to just go to my general doctor. I'm going to go to somebody who specifically specializes in the pain that I'm having. They have their niche. And I want to work with the person who is specifically trained in that niche, become the expert in that niche, become the go-to person in that niche. So if you're feeling stuck and you don't know what to do next, step one is really look at, have you niche down? Do you know what your lane is? And have you made it very clear to your audience that this is what you do? I know it can seem scary because you don't want to eliminate these other things. But I will say in my photography business, I specialize in boudoir photography. I don't have anything on my website that says I do families. I don't have anything on my website that says I do children or babies or maternity, but it never fails. I still get emails from people asking me for family sessions, for newborns, for babies, for all these other things that I don't specialize in. So even though I have specified this is my lane, people are still going to want to work with you or come to you because of other things that they are drawn to you for. So don't be afraid to pick a lane and really run with it. All right, so number 2 kind of goes along with the same thing as number 1. Not only do you have your niche, do you know who your audience is? This is something you've heard me talk about on the podcast before. It's something that I think is a really powerful turning point in my business, was really defining who my target audience is, who my ideal client is. Do I have a very specific vision of who she is and how I can help her? Not just who she is, but what are her pain points? What are the things that she's struggling with that I can be the solution for? So going back to the idea of the Lush Cosmetics, their ideal audience, they were looking at that person saying, okay, I'm looking for a, let's say, female who wants to be able to enjoy really great skincare products and fun like bath bombs and scrubs and hair treatments and all these things and makeup, but they don't like that the cosmetic choices they have at CVS or Walgreens or Ulta are all not done organically. They have chemicals and all these, things in them. They wanted something that matched their lifestyle of having sort of an organic lifestyle. And Lush came along and said, we are going to solve this problem for them. We are going to give them a product that lets them feel good about buying these cosmetics, these products. They filled in a gap. They solved a problem. So when you know who it is you're talking to, when you know exactly what problem your business can solve for that person, then you can get very specific in your marketing. And you can say, okay, I know this is my lane. This is who I am driving towards. Now I need to figure out how I can get there. What is my messaging? What is my branding? What are the things I'm going to do to attract her? So going back to my photography as an example, when I decided that my niche was boudoir photography, and then my ideal client was going to be moms, women who are not the 22-year-old bride getting married and doing this as a gift for her groom, but that were women who were married with children who wanted to sort of reclaim themselves, their bodies. They wanted to feel confident and beautiful and sexy again. And when I was able to say, this is who I'm targeting, and this is a problem they have that I can solve, the problem of doing everything for everybody else and not taking care of yourself, the problem of feeling lost as a mom and not knowing sort of who you are outside of all the other titles that you carry, the idea of solving the problem of, I have let myself go and I want to feel beautiful again. And so when I was able to speak to those pain points specifically on my website, in my marketing, on my social media, in my emails, people started to connect with that. And immediately they started to reach out to me. My engagement on social media went up. My email open rate went up. My bookings went up because I was no longer just sort of speaking to the masses of, well, I'm looking to work with women who want to have beautiful pictures of themselves. I'm now being very specific in the fact that I am targeting this particular group of women or this particular person who has these pain points. Now, does that mean that I don't get the bride who wants to do a really great gift for their groom? I still get those because they see my work. They feel connected to something else I put out there. I'm not eliminating everybody else. I am just putting my sights on who I'm targeting. I'm heading in that direction. And if somebody else wants to hop in my lane as I'm going that way, they are welcome to. But this is the direction I'm going. This is the person I'm working my way towards. And anybody else that comes on the way is just a little bonus hitchhiker I get to pick up as I go. All right, so number 3 is to put on your blinders. So a lot of times the reasons that we start to feel stuck in our business is because we're looking around at what everybody else is doing and we feel like that we are coming up lacking. We feel like that we are not doing enough. We're not doing all the things that we should be doing, or we get that shiny thing syndrome and we start trying to do all the things and we forget what our focus is on. So if you feel like that the reason that you might be stuck, the reason that you're not moving forward in your business is because you're trying to do too many things. You're trying to solve too many problems, or you're trying to keep up with what everybody else is doing around you, then I highly suggest that you put on your blinders and you focus on your lane. Okay, I'm going to stick with this scenario, this idea of driving down a road. I want you to think about the fact that you are not going to worry about what the other cars in the other lanes are doing, because the more time you spend focusing on them and turning your head that way, you're going to start to veer off of your path. So you want to make sure you have your blinders on and that you know your focus. This all comes back also to really knowing your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it because you want to help people with something? Is it because you are passionate about something that you create, or the art that you do, or a project you have in mind? Get back to the why behind what you're doing and who you're helping.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you've been listening to the Girl Means Business podcast for any amount of time, then you know my love of email marketing runs deep. Not only is it a great way to generate new leads, but it's one of the most effective methods for nurturing warm leads and turning them into sales. Now, over the years, I've tested several email platforms, and my favorite by far is Flowdesk. Not only do they make email marketing simple and easy, even for the technically challenged, but they have everything you need to create stunning emails, capture leads, make sales, and automate the entire process, giving you time back in your busy day. And the cherry on top is you're only charged one flat fee no matter how many subscribers you have. So while other platforms will increase your price when you go over your pricing tier limit, Flowdesk has no price increases or hidden fees. If you're ready to give Flowdesk a try, click the link below in the show notes to save 50% off your first year. Let Flowdesk help you design emails people will love. Click the link below and check it out. I have a feeling you're going to love it just as much as I do. Again, the idea of being on that path, being on that road, you have that ideal audience, that ideal client at the end of the road, and you want to focus on getting to her. If you're busy looking off at what the people around you are doing, you're going to lose your focus. You're going to swerve off. You're going to get distracted. You're going to go down a side road and you're going to get lost. And if you're feeling stuck in your business, it could be because you have done those things. You have looked off in a different direction. And now you've gone off on a side path and you're lost. You need to get back to the road that you were on and stay focused. So adjusting your focus and making sure that everything that you're doing leads you to the end of that road. One thing I like to do is I have a little sticky note on my computer screen on my desktop. And it has kind of my big goals for the year. What are the things I'm focusing on? And when I feel like I'm getting distracted, when I start to look off into somebody else's lane and think, oh, but they're doing this and it looks really fun and they're having success with that, I should go try that. I ask myself, does what that person's doing, does that idea fit with my ultimate goals? Does it fit in with these 3 to 5 things I have on that are my top priorities right now? And if it does not, I don't do it. If I look at what somebody else is doing and I think, will this serve my audience in a way that's going to benefit them? If it doesn't, I don't do it. So again, putting on those blinders, really kind of getting back to the basics of why you're doing what you're doing and how you're going to help people can help you to start to feel like you're moving forward again. You're not just sitting still. You're getting back on that road and you're driving your business into the sunset, ready to find your ideal client. All right. Number 4. This is a fun one. Do a business audit. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Sit down one day with a piece of paper, a notepad, a notebook or something. And I want you to write out a couple of different lists. 1, what are all of the products that you're using in your business? Now, I don't mean the products that you're offering to your clients, the products you're using, programs that you're using. What are all the things that you have collected in your toolbox and which ones are still benefiting you? You know, when you think about all these tools that we collect, whether it is online programs or apps that we use, things that we've signed up for, and if we collect all these things, our toolbox can get cluttered and we forget to use the tools that we really need to be using in our business. And so making a list and figuring out, okay, what is really working for me and what's not? What tools can I get rid of right now? Or what tools can I put aside and save for another time? It's sort of like a spring cleaning. Okay, this is a spring cleaning for your business. I also want you to do the same thing with your marketing strategies. What are you doing in your business? Because a lot of times we like to say that we're doing the work. We're like, oh, well, I'm doing work. I'm posting on social media and I'm putting things out there and I'm creating and I'm updating my website and I'm like blah, 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 blah. Okay, but which of those things are really helping to move your business forward? If you're spending an entire week updating your website, that's not moving your business forward. So I really want you to do an audit of what are you doing in your business? What actions are you taking that are really helping your business? And if they're not helping your business, either get rid of them, stop doing them, or find a way to scale them back. Yes, your website needs to be updated from time to time, but it needs to be a quick update. It should not be something that takes a lot of time because it's taking away from the different other things you need to be doing. If you're spending a lot of time, posting to social media, but it's not getting you the content or the engagement that you want, then let's reevaluate, do an audit of your social media content. What's working? What's not working? What should you be doing differently? These are the things that we need to be doing consistently, but we forget to do sometimes. So when you start to feel stuck in your business, it can really help to do a self-check. What am I really doing that is helping to push this forward? Okay, again, think about your car stalls on the road. You're trying to push it forward. If you've got too many items in your car that are weighing it down, get rid of some. Those are your apps, your programs, and your tools that you're no longer using. If you have your car in the wrong gear and you're trying to push it up, forward, but you've got it in the park, it's not going to go anywhere. Okay. So you need to make sure that you are doing all the things that you can to move your business forward and to make sure you're starting to see success. So do an evaluation of all those things. And then number 5, come to our last tip. If you're listening to this first 4 tips and you're thinking, okay, I've done those, I'm doing those, or you get to the business audit part and you're like, I don't even know where to begin for the business audit. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know which things I need to get rid of. The number 5 would be to consider hiring a business coach, because sometimes you can only do so much. You've Googled all the things, you've listened to all the podcasts, you've bought courses, you have read books, and you're still not sure what to do next. Now is a good time to find somebody that can work with you one-on-one, that can come alongside you and give you personalized attention, personalized help, and can really help you go through and audit your business with you and tell you, okay, here's where you're making a mistake, or here's where we can make some improvements. Here's where we can remove some of the things that aren't working. sometimes having an extra set of eyes, having somebody who is not in the weeds of your business, who can see it from a different perspective, can really help you to move forward. Because a lot of times when we're in it, when it's our business, we can't see the forest for the trees. So having somebody that can come along and say, here's the big picture, here's what you need to do, or someone that can push you to really niche down, someone that can push you to really help you find your ideal client, someone that can come alongside you and push your car down that road is going to be a huge, huge help for you. So I would suggest if you've listened to all of this and you're thinking, I still need help, look into hiring a business coach. If you feel like that I might be a good fit for you, feel free to reach out. If not, find somebody else that could be. There are plenty of business coaches out there that would be more than happy to come alongside you and help you get your business moving forward. If you do want to know more about coaching services or ways that you and I can work together, just feel free to send me a DM or an email at girlmeansbusinesspod@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to go over different ways that we can work together to get your business moving forward. All right, guys, so that's going to do it. A quick recap. If you feel like your business is stuck, one, really evaluate and make sure that this is the right business for you. If it is, then I suggest that you need to niche down. Make sure that your niche is that Goldilocks sweet spot right in the middle. Make sure you know who you're talking to, that you have a very specific idea of who they are and what problems you can solve for them. And that is your focus. Put on your blinders. Make sure that you are focusing on what you need to do to move your business forward and not what everybody else is doing. Do a quick business audit. What are the things that you're doing? What's working? What's not? What can you get rid of? What do you need to tweak and make changes to? And then lastly, if none of these things are still working for you, consider hiring a business coach or doing a group coaching program to help give you a little bit more personalized help. Again, you can always reach out to me and I'm more than happy to chat with you about how you and I can work together to push your business forward together. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Don't forget to go sign up for your Inbox Insider program today before that price goes up. Today is the last day to get it for $47, so make sure you sign up for that. And don't forget to leave us a quick review over on iTunes. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. And thank you again for tuning into the episode this week and for all the other episodes that you have tuned into. It means so much to me, and I cannot wait to see you back here next week, same time, same place. Have a wonderful week, ladies.